Meridian collection looks great in every single space. It's so universal and it's so customizable. You can do any shape, any size, anything you want.
David Bromstad's journey to fame began far from the bright lights of television. Born on August 17, 1973, in the small town of Cokato, Minnesota, he grew up surrounded by open fields, cold winters, and the kind of small-town warmth that shaped his personality. His childhood was simple but full of creativity. His mother, Diane Mallis Bromstad, of Swedish and German heritage, worked as a nurse before dedicating herself to raising David and his three older siblings, Dean, Dinell, and Dion. She filled their home with crafts, colors, and handmade decorations that sparked David's artistic imagination. His father, Richard Harold David Bromstad, of full Norwegian heritage, was a hard-working Air Force veteran and factory worker who taught David humility, discipline, and family values. Even as a child, David showed an extraordinary gift for art. At just 4 years old, he painted the basement walls with food coloring and fabric dye. Instead of scolding him, his parents praised his creativity and encouraged him to explore it. Growing up in a close-knit family, David learned to appreciate the beauty of simple things, a quality that still shines through in his design work. But his school years were not easy. As a creative and openly expressive child in a conservative environment, he was bullied and misunderstood. Still, he kept dreaming. By the time he reached high school, he already knew he wanted to become a Disney animator. That dream became his guiding light, leading him away from his small town toward a world that would one day celebrate his imagination. After graduating high school in 1992, David left Minnesota to attend the prestigious Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota, Florida. He believed that studying there would help him reach his lifelong dream of working for Disney. At first, he pursued illustration, focusing on drawing and painting, but soon tried animation. To his surprise, he discovered he didn't enjoy it. The repetitive process of animation clashed with his creative personality. For the first time, David questioned the dream he had carried since childhood. Instead of giving up, he shifted his focus to what he loved most: color, drawing, and design. During college, David found inspiration not just in the classroom but in everyday life. He often spent long nights at a 24-hour Denny's restaurant in Sarasota, surrounded by a mix of artists, loners, and free spirits. Their stories and personalities inspired his senior thesis, Nightlife at Denny's, which earned him top marks. This project showed his talent for seeing beauty and meaning in unexpected places. When he graduated in 1996, he landed a job at Disney, but not in the animation department he had dreamed of. Instead, he worked as a visual merchandiser, arranging store displays and designing retail spaces. It wasn't the dream job he expected, but it gave him practical experience in color, form, and composition. Eventually, he moved into set and prop design for Disney's theme parks, working on large installations and creative displays. Those years taught him craftsmanship and patience, skills that would define his later career. When the 9/11 attacks shook the world in 2001, theme parks and related industries took a major hit. David lost his job and suddenly found himself struggling to make ends meet. It was a tough period, both emotionally and financially. Yet, as fate would have it, this challenge led to a turning point. One day, someone at his gym who worked in design asked to see his portfolio. Impressed by David's creativity and bright use of color, the man encouraged him to design children's rooms instead of hotel art. That simple suggestion changed David's entire path. David threw himself into designing unique, playful rooms for kids, using his Disney background to make magical spaces that looked like storybooks brought to life. His goal was simple: to make children say, "This is the coolest room I've ever seen." His innovative approach to color and creativity quickly caught people's attention. He realized that his passion wasn't just about art. It was about transforming spaces and spreading joy. These early projects helped David build confidence as a designer and opened doors that would eventually lead him to television. By following his instincts instead of his original plan, he discovered his true calling in design, a lesson that would stay with him throughout his career. By 2006, David's talent had grown, but he was still looking for his big break. That's when a friend encouraged him to audition for a new HGTV reality competition called Design Star. The show searched for America's next great interior designer, and David decided to take a chance. Competing against other designers, he stood out immediately. His bold color choices, creative risk-taking, and magnetic personality made him a fan favorite. While others played it safe, David treated every wall and piece of furniture like a canvas waiting to be transformed. One memorable challenge. He turned ordinary materials from a pet store into a stunning room design. The judges called it absolute genius. Week after week, he impressed both judges and viewers with his originality. When the final results were announced, David was crowned the first ever winner of HGTV Design Star. His victory came with a new car, national fame, and his very own HGTV show, Color Splash. It was the start of a long and successful television career. David didn't just win a contest. He proved that authenticity and creativity could break boundaries. His artistic flair and infectious enthusiasm made him stand out in an industry full of formulaic designs. Overnight, he became HGTV's newest and brightest star. Following his Design Star win, David hosted Color Splash, a show that turned ordinary spaces into vibrant works of art. His approach was unlike anyone else's. He chose colors at the very end of each project, letting the mood and energy of the space guide him. Viewers loved his boldness and charm. Over 10 seasons and more than 130 episodes, Color Splash became one of HGTV's most beloved series. Beyond television, David became a respected designer and artist, known for his use of rich colors and playful touches. He also appeared on other HGTV shows, including Bang for Your Buck, Design Star All-Stars, and Beach Flip. These appearances showed his versatility and deep understanding of design. But his most famous project arrived in 2015, when he became the host of My Lottery Dream Home. The show follows lottery winners as they search for their dream houses, and David's warm personality made him the perfect guide. He not only helped them find luxury homes, but also reminded them to stay humble and make thoughtful choices. The series became a hit, and David's calm, uplifting presence helped it stay on air for more than a decade. Today, it remains one of HGTV's top-rated shows. Behind the cameras, however, David faced personal challenges. In 2015, he was sued by his ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey Glasgow, who accused him of misusing shared funds on drugs and escorts. The lawsuit demanded over $1 million, but the court dismissed it, calling the claims baseless. While the case ended in David's favor, it took an emotional toll. For a time, the headlines overshadowed his work, and he faced scrutiny from fans and media alike. That same year brought more pain. His close friend, graphic designer Greg Gerard, suffered a severe stroke that left him nearly paralyzed. David supported him through fundraising and emotional encouragement, proving his loyalty and kindness even during his own struggles. Throughout his life, David has been open about being gay and the struggles that came with it. Growing up in the 1980s in a conservative Minnesota community wasn't easy. He was bullied by classmates, and even teachers looked the other way. In one painful memory, more than 600 students mocked him in the cafeteria, while a school administrator did nothing to stop it. Those moments left deep emotional scars. Yet, they also shaped his passion for advocacy and authenticity. In 2006, while competing on Design Star, David spoke publicly about being gay. It was a brave move in an era when many television personalities kept their private lives hidden. Over time, he became a symbol of positivity and self-acceptance for many LGBTQ+ viewers. In 2011, he received the Human Rights Campaign's Visibility Award for representing the LGBTQ+ community with pride and dignity. In later interviews, he spoke honestly about battling addiction and learning to live a sober, fulfilling life. In 2023, he shared a heartfelt message on social media while hiking in Norway. "Feels good to be present, sober, and living the life I was intended to live." That quote touched many fans who saw him as proof that it's never too late to find peace and purpose. In May 2025, fans were deeply worried when David posted a photo of himself lying down with an oxygen tube in his nose. The image spread quickly online, and people feared the worst. Speculation ran wild, with many thinking he had fallen seriously ill. However, the truth was much lighter, and even a bit humorous. The next day, David clarified that the photo was taken during a hyperbaric oxygen therapy session, a popular wellness treatment that increases oxygen in the body. "I was just getting my cells oxygenated and yummy, super healthy, and thriving, my loves," he joked in his caption. It was a moment that perfectly captured who David is: a little dramatic, deeply health-conscious, and always willing to laugh at himself still. That moment reminded fans how much they cared about him. The panic it caused showed how deeply his positivity and kindness had touched people over the years. Despite fame, controversy, and career highs, David remains approachable and down-to-earth, qualities that make him one of HGTV's most beloved hosts. His openness about wellness and personal growth has also encouraged many fans to focus on self-care and positivity in their own lives. After years of helping others find their dream homes, David finally found his own. In 2021, after a long search, he bought a Tudor-style house in Winter Park, Florida, for nearly $1 million. It wasn't just a purchase, it was the fulfillment of his own dream. The 5-bedroom home included a spacious kitchen, backyard patio, and charming design features that reflected his love of color and texture. Over the next few years, David renovated it into a masterpiece. He added a home theater, a gaming room, a pink bathroom, and a luxurious upstairs suite. Each room expressed a piece of his personality, vibrant, creative, and full of life. In 2025, he teased a new HGTV special that would showcase the transformation of his Orlando home. Friends and fans eagerly awaited its premiere, with his close friend Lana Rice promising it would blow people's minds. After years of designing homes for others, this project felt personal. It was more than just a home. It was a symbol of everything David had overcome. From small-town beginnings and public struggles to national success and self-acceptance, his home stood as a reflection of his colorful journey today. David Bromstad stands as one of HGTV's most recognizable and respected figures. Earning around $70,000 per episode, he continues to host My Lottery Dream Home, guiding lottery winners toward their next chapter in life. Beyond television, he's built a thriving business empire that includes furniture collections, art licensing, and design collaborations. His estimated net worth, between $2 and $4 million, reflects years of hard work and creativity. Yet, what truly defines him isn't money or fame, it's his heart. David uses his platform to promote kindness, self-expression, and authenticity. He has supported numerous charities, including Safe Schools South Florida, which helps LGBTQ+ students feel accepted and protected. "I know what that kind of pain feels like," he once said, reflecting on his own school experiences. "If I can make life easier for even one kid, it's worth it." That compassion is why fans love him. Despite the heartbreaking headlines and tough personal battles, David Bromstad remains a shining example of resilience and hope. He has turned his pain into purpose and built a life full of color, meaning, and love. From a small-town dreamer to a national icon, his story proves that no matter how hard life gets, you can still create something beautiful. One color at a time. To understand David Bromstad's lasting impact, you have to look beyond the paint and furniture. His designs are not just about matching colors or arranging decor, they are about emotion. David believes that a home should reflect who you are on the inside, not just what's trendy. He often says, "Your home should hug you when you walk in." That simple phrase sums up his design philosophy. He doesn't chase perfection, he chases feeling. For David, every wall tells a story. The choice of a bold color isn't about showing off, it's about expressing life and energy. When he designs for lottery winners on My Lottery Dream Home, he doesn't just ask what they can afford, he asks what makes them feel at peace. Many of these people come from modest backgrounds, and suddenly winning millions can be overwhelming. David acts not only as a designer but as a grounding presence, helping them remember who they are while celebrating how far they've come. He said many times that his goal isn't to build a mansion, but to create a space where people feel they belong. In one memorable episode, he helped a retired couple buy their first ever home after years of renting. Instead of focusing on glamour, he designed a cozy space with warm tones and natural light. When the woman cried with happiness during the reveal, David teared up too. Moments like that remind viewers that his show isn't just about houses, it's about human stories. Through his creative process, David brings color into people's lives, literally and emotionally. His ability to connect design with empathy is what makes him stand apart. In his own words, fame can be a tricky thing. Many television personalities lose themselves in the spotlight, but David found a way to stay humble. Even with millions of viewers and major success, he still calls himself a Midwestern boy at heart. He visits his family in Minnesota whenever he can and often shares heartfelt posts about them on social media. His mother, Diane, remains his biggest supporter. Every Mother's Day, he dedicates a message to her, Thanking her for her love and guidance in interviews, David has admitted that fame didn't come without struggles. The pressure to always